get them really bad.
Good evening. Welcome to your Ass Hurts News Network, coming to you live from the tip top of Cock Tower Square with your host, Sergeant Friday. Sarge, good evening.
Good evening, Cletus, and how are you tonight?
I'm okay.
Well, we had a beautiful day in paradise, and our 5.62 billion morons that occupy the internet, I'm sure, found a way to fuck everything up. What do you think, Cletus?
Yep. I think, I don't know, I think I'm coming down with an ITD.
Uh-oh, we have breaking news on a new fucking discovery. Cletus, fill us in on an ITD.
That is an internet-transmitted disease.
Damn. And you all thought you were free and clear.
Yep.
You all got an internet-transmitted disease. What does that feel like, Cletus?
It makes your ass hurt.
Well,
real fucking bad.
We may have the cure for that. To just remind you, you're a bunch of fucking morons. You've turned the most fucking amazing invention of communication into a fucking shithole. From places like Dolly Vision and T-Rev and T-Rex and Blow My Fucking Whole Betty and numerous other fucking channels that do nothing except pimp tragedies. Cletus?
I would agree. I think I'm going to become an advocate like Tony Mathis. I've kind of decided on this, I think, but I'm going to be an advocate for and PR person for the Go Fuck Yourself Foundation. GFYF.org.
GoFuckYourself.org. Donate today. It's only $19 a month. There it is. Oh, it is showing up in Twitter today. It's showing up on Rumble, and well, we're broadcasting. Our third world technical advisor has corrected the issue of transmitting across 3 different platforms, Cletus.
And how is our technical director doing today?
Doing good. He asked for a raise, and I told him he was entitled to a raise. Just that when he rubs himself, do it out of sight of other people.
Well,
he got a raise apparently. I don't know what it's on him, not me. It's not my job. I told him to talk to you, but
I'd tell him to stick a jack in his ass.
He said he was more attracted to people with very, 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 very big heads.
Oh, you've introduced him to BFH Media, I see.
Yeah, he's asking if BFH Media needs help over there, and I said there's probably a lot of help, but you got to be careful you don't get consumed at lunchtime.
Yeah,
you never know. That guy goes frenzy. Where is BFH? He came in here and then he left.
Well,
I think his ass was hurt.
Well, as the slogan says, you'll either come in with your ass hurting or you'll leave with your ass hurting. And I think he made it to the doorway and decided which one he was going to do.
Well, I found a historical clip today that kind of interacts or kind of made me think of Terry Lynn. You know, the YouTuber that's out here, the one with the big titties?
The rabid cat cunt? Is that what you're talking about?
Is she a rabid cat cunt?
Yeah, she's married to a cat named Kevin.
She's got a cat named Kevin.
She has a husband cat named Kevin.
And she's married this cat.
That's what she claims. So, that's all rumor and speculation. We discuss gossip and do your own research, folks. What the fuck do I know?
All right, bear with me here while I try to cue this thing up. Hang on a second. I got to let it play through before I can start it over. But in the meantime, we will continue with the show as the 5.62 billion fucked up fucking people that are fucking twisted in the head that have no concern for anybody else except their own fucking humor or drama. Consume all the internet fucking hours they can to do absolutely fucking nothing. Cletus?
Entertainment at its finest.
News has been turned into important events of the day. Critical events of the day have been turned into entertainment.
That's why when you asked me earlier if there was anything exciting going on or what else exciting is happening? And I'm sitting silent because I'm like, yeah, it's a repeat of the same shit show as yesterday, in all honesty, because I seem to occupy myself with work or fucking internet, and neither one changes really. So, yeah.
Well, I'm going to see if I can present this. Let's see how this works here. Window, entire screen, Chrome tab. Let's see how this goes. Can you guys see that?
I can see it.
I'm going to crank up the volume here. All right, here we go, folks. This reminded me somehow of Terry Lynn.
Every successful man, there's a woman, a loving, giving, caring woman. But you wouldn't know about that, Dan, because there's no old saying about what's behind a miserable failure.
Jane, you ignorant slut. Bagged out, dried up, slunk meat like you and Michelle Triola know the rules. If you want a contract, sign on the dotted line. Oh, but let's all shed a tear for poor Michelle Triola. There was only testimony that she had sexual intercourse over 40 times with another man while living with actor Lee Marvin. But I suppose that sort of fashionable promiscuity means nothing to someone like you, Jane, who hops from bed to bed with the frequency of a cheap ham radio. But hell hath no fury like a woman scorned, and Michelle Triola, like a screeching, squealing, rapacious swamp sow, is after actor Lee Marvin's last $3 million. I guess what you and Michelle are saying is that when you're on your backs, the meter is running. Well, please spare us, gals, and tell us the rates at the top. Then we can choose which two-bit tarts and bargain basement sluts to shack up with.
Behind every
Wow. Saturday Night Live used to be so much better. Sarge?
Did that play through well?
Yeah.
I think it's worth the second fucking run.
All right, let's hear it.
I really do. I think that's worth this. Ladies, listen up, because this has more truth to it today than it did then.
successful man, there's a woman, a loving, giving, caring woman. But you wouldn't know about that, Dan, because there's no old saying about what's behind a miserable failure.
Jane, you ignorant slut. Bagged out, dried up, slunk meat like you and Michelle Triola know the rules. If you want a contract, sign on the dotted line. Oh, but let's all shed a tear for poor Michelle Triola. There was only testimony that she had sexual intercourse over 40 times with another man while living with actor Lee Marvin. But I suppose that sort of fashionable promiscuity means nothing to someone like you, Jane, who hops from bed to bed with the frequency of a cheap ham radio. But hell hath no fury like a woman scorned, and Michelle Triola, like a screeching, squealing, rapacious swamp sow, is after actor Lee Marvin's last $3 million. I guess what you and Michelle are saying is that when you're on your backs, the meter is running. Well, please spare us, gals, and tell us the rates at the top. Then we can choose which two-bit tarts and bargain basement sluts to shack up with.
You wrote that fucking skit, didn't you?
Oh my God, bro. And the guy delivers it fucking with perfection, does he not?
Oh yeah, Dan Aykroyd.
Oh man. Back in, remember Chevy? I'm Chevy Chasing. You're not. That's entertainment, folks. Entertainment is not Sebastian Rogers' fucking mother and father. That's not entertainment. Entertainment isn't fucking reflections in pavement, as Tommy Jude is fucking put forward, okay? And the other happy fucking horseshit that comes from channels like that, like Dolly Vision. There's a guy that's worthless, 57,000 followers. And I disagree with Clue. I say you shouldn't follow and encourage assholes like that. You wonder why the world's all fucked up, and it's all fucked up because you're all fucked up. Cletus?
Agreed. We're all fucked up.
Unfucking fucked up believable. Where's Big Head?
I don't know.
Huh. What?
He may be plugging up cables for Dago right now. He said he had to go do something for Dago.
Dago and his cables and Clue with her buttons. It's a motley, Clue.
And I mean, in fairness to him, you kind of set the fucking mood before you ever opened the door for him.
Well,
who the fuck invited this guy?
Who the fuck invited him? Who sent him the fucking link? Oh my God. Anyway, so here we are, Cletus. Just you and I.
Yep.
And Terry Lynn is apparently a slut that has the meter running, but yet she picks guys that have no money, which is also, just so you know, for a lot of you fucked up women out there that hang out with guys like fucking T-Rev, don't lay on your back thinking the meter's running when the fucking meter's running the other way. And he's taking everything he can get from you. You dumb bitches. How many men are like that? Right? And I don't know how the fuck you fall for shit like that. You could tell when a guy is no fucking good or he's just he's a grifter. And yet, no. And the funny thing is too, listen, it's incredible to me that there's that many fucking people that stupid on both sides of the aisle. No wonder people want to have new genders. What the fuck? The fucking man and female gender are just fucking shot. Cletus?
Well, I blame it on Blowhole Betty.
Holy Christ, there's a fuck. Imagine rolling over and fucking seeing that in the morning. For Christ's sakes, you'd yell man overboard as you left the bed.
I would look and say, God, what did I do?
Jesus,
what did I do? I thought I was going to heaven. Why'd you put me in
I have been forsaken.
Yeah.
Even Jesus would hesitate before he flicked her in the fucking forehead. And she got a lot of forehead to flick. How about, who's that girl that was on the DJ's girl, or not DJ, Dolly's girl? And I think people love each other. They love each other. I think that's fine. I don't really give a fuck what they all look like or anything. But when you're uglier than the ugly you put on the internet, then it needs to be noted.
I thought that was a Chinese crested. I didn't realize that was his girlfriend. Do you know what a Chinese crested is?
I'm going to be educated here, so please go ahead.
It's those fucking hairless dogs that have just got a little tuft on the top and their fucking face is all fucking mangled looking.
Jesus Christ, that's fucking rough.
Well, I mean, when Clue pulled up the picture, the unfiltered, undone version of this person, that's what I thought it was. So,
is Megan caught up in the mix of all these loser internet providers? Megan, you ain't mixing with these internet providers. Unless their name is Sergeant Friday, you're wasting your fucking time. There's no tree to bark up. You're barking down. Cletus?
barking down.
Barking down. Yes, ladies, don't bark down. Always try to bark up.
Bark up. Yeah.
At the moon. Bark at the moon.
That's good advice.
All right.
That's
it also applies when you're laying a deck. Bark up. You know that term, bark up, when you're putting in a deck?
No.
You know what that means?
No.
A lot of people are unaware of this.
I know the crown. I know you put the crown up.
We call that bark up because that's crown. The crown side is bark side. It points to the front.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's right. Up north, we call it bark up, and you guys call it crown up.
Well, you guys need to change your fucking terminology because it would be a crown. I'm just saying.
Well, if we paid more attention to you, we'd be getting circumcised by our sisters getting kicked in the jaw. We pass on that.
It might prevent ITDs.
ITDs. Internet transmitted disease. I think that disease is fucking. There's got to be a more simple name for it, like ignorance. Megan, the 80-year-old in chat. Megan's the 80-year-old in the basement, eating out of mama's freezer, hot pockets. You just never know. You know, you see these pictures up here, and you just never know.
No,
you guys are right.
What?
14 hours of studying. What was she studying?
Who? What are you talking about?
Look at the screen. It says, you guys are who I choose to watch after 14 straight hours of studying.
Yeah.
Well, that's a compliment. We're highly appreciative of that. Are we not there, Cletus?
Yeah.
Somebody got a tidbit of interesting news. It's probably drama against one of the other creators, or I don't know.
Clue just got a tidbit of interesting news to check out. Would it be related to Blowhole Betty and Tony Mathis on TikTok together talking shit about Chris and Katie?
Yeah, these fucking people got a lot of balls. Who the fuck does Dolly think he is telling people they need to ask these people pointed questions? Like these people committed a crime and you're an investigator.
Who the fuck is Dolly to think he's got any right to ask anybody any fucking thing?
Unfucking believable.
I mean, when did the fucking jester ever get to fucking speak unless he was told to?
Hmm.
I'm just
When
saying.
did the jester live long enough not to be headless? That's my
Right?
question.
Yeah. I mean, I thought at times they would
Right.
have them test out the fucking meat for poison.
Unfucking believable. Yeah, you test the fuck. Yeah. You're the meal tester at best, you
Yeah.
fucking 30-footed fuck. Unfucking believable.
I'm sure. I mean, I can understand how he survived this long. Most of the time, they just fucking overlook him.
Yeah, and I appreciate people coming. Yeah, entertainment is awesome. I enjoy entertainment. I don't find entertainment though to be something that should apply to physics and missing children and aerodynamics and fucking mechanics and fucking murders and I mean,
think
there are some things that require facts.
I think entertainment can be somewhat of a subjective term, right? I'd be curious to look up the definition of entertainment because I have a hard time not looking at, my involvement online and looking at it from an aspect of it's not entertainment, but at the same time, I can't really get down with that because it is. It's what I occupy my time with. But I think it's the, just like if somebody were watching a documentary about something, it's still entertainment. Right. There's still good coming from it, though. They're learning something, right? They're gathering information for some productive use of filling up a fucking head. And God knows BFH needs to watch several.
Well, somebody did ask a good question here. Now, there is some politics. Lately, though, we've been under the stressful situation of a young 15-year-old child that's been missing that was introduced to the YouTube channels in an effort to help find the child. And that has turned to be a hell of a target-rich environment with people that decided that they're fucking judge, jury, and executioner, and they went after the fucking parents of the child. And that they've turned it into a shit show. Meanwhile, they protect one parent, the one parent that's done more things suspicious than fucking Brian Koberger, okay? And yet he gets their protection. And they're going to come out and act like they're all moral and justified to protect. And I'm going to say, and I'm going to get off this. I don't ever want to talk about this again. We got to stop the parents. But Seth is a scumbag prior to this. He's a scumbag now, okay? And Katie and Chris appear to be decent, reputable fucking people. And who did the YouTubers decide to destroy? The reputable fucking people, just like they do in every crime case they get involved in. They go after the reputable fucking people. You got cops and criminals inside the Idaho 4 case. Who do they want to go after? They want to go after Ann Taylor and Brian Koberger. You got corrupt policemen in that case. They don't want to talk about that. They don't even acknowledge it. They go, and the Donna Imes case, they want to go after the hospital and the fucking police. Every fucking case, these screwball YouTubers that call themselves true crime, if they're not making up fucking stories about videos on a phone, reflections in asphalt in the middle of the fucking night, and sounds from a grand orchestrator. What was the fucking name of that thing? That stupid crazy thing? I can never remember that because it irritates the shit out of me.
The central scrutinizer.
The central scrutinizer. And now we'll touch on politics. The best thing about politics is it don't matter what team you're on the wrong fucking team. There ain't no team out there, Democrat or Republican, that's on your team. And I don't give a fuck what they promise. They ain't gonna ever do what they say they're gonna do. We've been compromised by criminals, corporate fucking driven criminals that control who gets elected and who doesn't get elected, and the agenda of all of your fucking money. And they're borrowing it at a fucking tune to $1 trillion every 100 fucking days and spending it. So I don't give a fuck who you vote for. Unless we, the people, stand up and start doing something together, then just kiss your ass goodbye. Pull your head out of your ass and use your lips on your ass and then stick your head right back where it came from. Cletus?
Well, and I think I don't give a fuck if you're really talking about politics, true crime, or fucking cooking shows, right? It's 90% of it's entertainment because how many people actually watch cooking shows and then don't get on fucking Grubhub and order food?
Right.
How many people actually watch a cooking show and then get the fuck up and go make something?
Right.
You know what I mean? At the end of the day, that's what it is that we're all programmed to fucking keep going with the internet. I mean, look at TikTok. TikTok is the most absurd fucking thing I have ever seen in my life. I cannot fucking stand to see something for 10 to 60 fucking seconds and then see another thing for 10 to 60 seconds. It's like,
Huh?
if my attention span were only 60 seconds long, then what the fuck? Like, how fucking good could I really be if that's the length of my attention span?
Yeah, I agree, man. You know, the other thing too is we are the propagandists. We take the political bullshit and we spread their propaganda amongst ourselves. So you got a battle between Palestine and Israel. And the question is free Palestine, okay? Or the Israelis got to stop killing kids. That isn't the conversation should be, we gave Iran $6 billion under Biden. We gave them $8 billion under Obama. And each fucking time we gave them money, they attacked Israel. And then what do? We sell the weapons to Israel to defend themselves.
I was going to say,
Meanwhile, on the black market, the fucking $8 billion and $6 billion that we gave that fucking crazy lunatic religious nut job fucking regime that they give to Hamas to start the war, they're using that money to buy weapons third fucking parties that we create. Right?
I was going to say, whichever side of the fucking argument you're on the wrong fucking side of the argument.
Side.
If you want the fighting to stop or the unnecessary death to stop, demand that your fucking government stop providing the money or the weaponry so that they go back to the fucking sticks and stones age, right? I mean, how much fucking damage could modern day fucking soldiers do with a slingshot?
And how about the Ukraine war? That didn't get that started by us. That was started by NATO. That's what that fucking war started by the West. Putin didn't invade fucking nobody. Not a fucking once did he invade anybody. They were killing fucking Russians on the border of fucking Russia in Ukrainian provinces that voted to secede from Ukraine. And we did a coup and we put that little fucking stripper fucking comedian in. There's fucking documents that show you Klitschko, a twin fucking brother to another famous boxer, was running for president. That dude should have been given the presidency and they fucked him. And our fucking Department of Justice and State Department put that little fucking quirk in there that you see now. That little warmongering fucking thieving piece of shit. That's why Russia and Ukraine are in a battle, because of the Western powers. Not because of our money. There's another fucking case. It's our money being sent to Ukraine. It's our weapons. I mean, if Russia fucking attacked us, I would fucking laugh, because that's what Russia probably fucking should do. We had no business doing what we do in all of these fucking countries, starting all these wars and causing all this fucking hate. That's not what America's. And what do we do as people? Oh, the babies are being killed. Yeah, okay. What about the fucking 500,000 babies that get stolen on your border every fucking year? What a bunch of useless fucking people. 5.62 billion of you around the globe. You've got the most powerful means of fucking communication, the most powerful means to unite yourselves with. And what do? You turn every situation into a propagandist fucking entertainment industry. It's sickening. Cletus?
No, it's fucking something. It's really like it's a whole different fucking thing, whole different world when you just open your eyes to your own involvement in the fuckery, right? And
Right.
it's your involvement by lack of involvement, right? And death by inaction. Because we all sit around, we all pick a fucking side or pick an issue to get fucking irate about, and then when we're done being irate, or we decide, hey, I gotta calm down, we turn on some other fucking genre and jump into the fuckery that is involved with it.
It's a fucking joke, and these people are not there to entertain us. They're there to manage our fucking nation. They're there to manage your community. Can you imagine what's going on in Idaho? When you really fucking look at that case, finally, a streamer that I'm not really that fucking happy with, it, Harsh Reality. He's another fucking clickbaiter. But finally, he said what I said a long time ago. I said this right in the beginning on Dago's channel when I first came around. This kid could have done it, and there's a high probability he'll get set free because of the fucking joke of a job these policemen have done, and the state of Idaho has done, and reviewing, examining, and prosecuting this case to this point. It's a fucking ridiculous joke. Every accusation they made, every news show that fucking told you this is the best PCA I ever read, Every fucking accusation has been disproven already. And now the fucking prosecution saying, well, the PCA is irrelevant. The fuck it is irrelevant, you stupid crack smoking Santa Claus looking motherfucker. You used that to charge a guy with 4 homicides, you sick fuck. How could it be irrelevant, Cletus?
Yeah, I don't understand that one myself.
Right?
I don't understand it.
More people should be indignantly outraged, don't you think?
I would think so. We should, more people should be demanding change instead of writing in the chat rooms, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, they're not gonna. Trump won't be held off any ballot. There's no. He was never prosecuted, and he's right. The only way you could prosecute a sitting president would be through impeachment, and there was no impeachment for that. As a matter of fact, the impeachments they did both failed because they were unimpeachable offenses. It's a fucking joke what they've done, but because it entertains you, the public, you guys debated every fucking nuance of that fucking both impeachments. Every nuance of General Flynn. That General Flynn's a piece of fucking shit. That guy isn't even worthy of shit that Chris fucking Proudfoot could have put on a mouse before he jammed a stick in it. Cletus?
So here's my view on politics, and we've talked about it before, but this is one of the reasons that we don't have very in-depth conversations, two-way conversations about politics. I don't give a fuck. I don't care what Trump's going through. I don't care what Biden's going through. I don't care what any of them are fucking going through. I already know the outcome. One of them's going to get voted in. There's going to be a shit ton of drama for the next 6 fucking months over both of them. And then there's going to be 4 years of ups and fucking downs. And none of those ups and downs are really going to go the way that's going to be long-term productive for everybody unless it's by fucking accident.
You've all been fucking swindled into this fucking entertainment niche. All your children are being groomed because they can make money on fucking showing their ass to fucking strange men on cash apps and whatever the fuck those things are. Your daughters are turned into a fucking bunch of sluts, whether they're fucking taking the dick personally or they're just showing their shit for people to whack their dick watching them. Your kids are being groomed in school. All of it, and what are you doing? You're coming up here complaining, arguing about it, pointing, making fun of it, and not a fucking single one of you got the conscious fucking thought that if 10 or 20 million of us put our fucking foot down and all decided to go in the same direction on one issue and make a change and make a statement. That's all it takes. That's all we need. That's what this internet is supposed to be for. Imagine if Jesus Christ had access to this fucking internet. We'd all be followers of his. Everybody would be. But
and as it pertains to politics, that's why my message, I swear, I think my philosophy and outlook on it is and tactic is the absolute most effective fucking thing we could all do to better ourselves. Just don't go. Don't participate. Don't participate in the drama between the fucking politicians. Don't participate at the fucking ballot box. If you've got to choose the lesser of two fucking evils that you don't have complete confidence are going to do what are going to give 2 fucks about what you want, then why fucking vote for them? Because you're told you have to? Fuck that. That's just the way I see it. I voted one time, and that was in 1996. And my life has not been any better or any fucking worse because of my lack of participation at the polls. Right. Because at the end of the day, I've known for a long time that these motherfuckers don't care. If they did, they wouldn't be on TV talking about the polls. They wouldn't be on fucking TV doing interviews telling us what we want to hear. They would be coming around to the communities, knocking on the fucking doors and saying, hey, what do you want out of me? What can I do for you?
Well, there is something that I think we can do that would include maintaining your right to vote and actually acting on it. But the problem is nobody seems to get it. Yet when some transgender stands up for Bud Light, you fuckers run away from Bud Light like it's the worst fucking thing in the world that's ever happened to you. Get your fucking head out of your ass. So what if fucking people that have different sexual fucking prerogatives do something, they drink the same beer as you fucking morons? How about the fucking people that caused that commercial if you got a problem? Why destroy Budweiser? Why destroy Disney? This is the thing that pisses me off about people that are fucking Trump voters. You'll fucking attack your own institutions. You'll go and destroy football. You'll destroy all your own basketball, baseball. You'll do whatever the fuck you think because they offended you. They offended me. They put a gay out there, you fucking assholes. And yet the corporations that supply the money to put the people in power, your district attorneys, your fucking governors, your senators, those corporations get untouched by us. They're stealing all your fucking data. You're having all kinds of shit happen to you. Your kid's identity, social security, all that shit's getting fucking stolen. And not a one of us. There isn't a person out there, from a Joe Rogan to a Tucker Carlson to a fucking Anderson Cooper. None of these fucks are out there trying to get people to do anything more than hate each other. That's it. And you know, the problem with that is that you can hate whoever the fuck you want, but you still got to eat fucking shit and breathe. You all have common ground, and you don't use the internet to find any common ground. Who gives a fuck who you pray to? I don't give a fuck who your God is, nor do I care who you sleep with, but I certainly care that my identity is at risk, because I can't even go to McDonald's without giving them my fucking ID now. I got to use an app. Everything is an app. Everything is steal your data. And imagine if 10 or 15 or 20 million people stood up and told fucking anybody that does that, any company, either you stop it or we won't buy product from you. It's that fucking simple. Just find a unifying idea. And there's trillions of unifying ideas. It don't matter where the fuck you worship or who the fuck you sleep with. And all of these issues affect people like you and me. Look at Sebastian. For all we know, he could have been snatched up through sex traffickers. He could have legitimately walked out of that house and got grabbed by some fucking scumbag that shouldn't be in our country, right? Or shouldn't be free amongst society. You got judges that are supported by George Soros and other corporate entities, giving no sentences to people that molest children, that are taking men and put them in women's prison because the man claims he's a female. How is it that you don't go after the companies that support these fucking people? As a group, as a large group of people, that's what we're supposed to do. Is we're the people government. We're the government by the people, for the people. And the people don't even act like their government's some separate fucking entity, like the moon is separate from Earth. Cletus?
Well, I feel like we look at at government officials, right, at politicians as elite, because at the end of the day, that's what we've allowed it to become. It's a position of prestige, and it absolutely should be the furthest fucking thing from that. If we looked at politicians as slaves, truly, and I mean this with everything I am, if we looked at politicians as slaves or as employees, let's go with that way, as employees, right?
Mm-hmm.
How much different would things be? Why do we put the people we pay in prestigious fucking positions in our mind?
I don't get it, man. It's like the person gets it because they're a better level of entertainment, right? Or an entertainment that appeals to our fucking personal views of the world. It's kind of sick. And look, I don't care what the fuck Budweiser said. Those are executives at Budweiser that head up their advertising department. Those are the people you take apart. Those are the people you shame and ridicule. That's when you as rednecks go out and buy more fucking beer. Fucking morons. Well, you don't shut down the fucking country's oldest fucking longest standing brewery and try to destroy it because you were offended by a few ignorant fucking woke executives that put a commercial out. Use your fucking head. Cletus?
Well, I look at it like this, right? If I was the boss and these politicians were my employees and they came to me, any of them came to me and said, look, here are our problems. We have homeless veterans on the fucking street. We have infrastructure problems, and we have Ukraine and Russia in a fucking conflict. We need to send hundreds of billions of dollars over to Ukraine, and we'll deal with everything else later. I would say, get the fuck out of here. What the fuck are you doing?
Right.
What's wrong with you? But the fact that we don't do that, we instead just jump on the internet and bitch about it, right? But it's really as simple as that. If we figure out what it is, and I think Sarge has got a great fucking philosophy with this. You figure out what the fuck it is, and you hit them where it fucking hurts.
It doesn't matter. See, this is the problem. It doesn't matter. That's something that we should also lobby for. As a group of people, if you're part of a multinational corporation, we shall no longer do business with you. And we should push the fucking politicians. Corporations in America that are going to participate in American fucking politics and American fucking life must be American corporations. And if there's any foreign connections and entities connected to them, they need to shut the fuck up. And how do you do that? You don't ask anybody to pass a law. You just stop doing business with them. I mean, this is the shocking thing with me. We have more power today than ever in the history of humanity as people, not politicians and criminals, although they're the ones that have mastered using this against you 5.62 billion fucking brain head, empty fucking ignorant motherfuckers. They lead you by the nose. And you're supposed to be using this as a way to connect with each other and find commonality, not fucking commonality. You don't want your ID stolen. You don't want companies fucking forcing you to give away your location, to give away your fucking name, that they then sell to who the fuck knows who, to foreign countries, right? And yet, yeah, TikTok, that everybody flocked to TikTok. Who was owning that? China. What was China doing? Taking all your personal data. And you stupid motherfuckers don't do anything to complain about that. It's stunning how ignorant the world has become, especially in America. It's absolutely stunning. Cletus?
Cletus?
And it isn't the left, it's the fucking Republicans too. I mean, Carl, I don't know how to, Corey, what is your name? Are you fucking blind? The left? As if you're on the right side of the are you out of your fucking mind that it's just one side doing this?
Look, I can 100% relate to where their head's at, because 4 years ago I was in the same fucking spot. I sucked that fucking shit up every day, all night for a year and a fucking half. And at the end of it, what I was left with was a year and a half of wasted fucking time and probably a shorter life from the fucking stress and angst that was developed, that was expressed and developed through that shit. Because at the end of the day, I realized that no, I just happened to turn on a channel that an outlet of information, alleged information, right? I use that term loosely, that triggered the emotions that I was in at that moment, and I fucking never went back. Yeah. Because prior to 4 years ago, I didn't even follow this shit. I hadn't followed it in fucking 30 years.
I want to say something, and I'm going to say it in a very monotone, very calm voice. What Corey said there, that's you're brainwashed. That message that you give that you think is yours was put in your head. That is not original thinking. Now let me just bring something else up here. Liberal thinking is libtard thinking. That's another thought that was planted in your brain. You've been programmed and conditioned to be ignorant. And you focus on the things that produce outrage. They've trained you to be this way. They've trained you not to think through things. They've trained you not to think. All of you that run around thinking you know what common sense is, you don't have the first fucking clue what common sense is. Not a fucking clue. And you don't have it because you surrendered your ability to think to all of these jerk-off talking heads out here, the Dan Bonginos, the Rush Limbaughs, the fucking Tucker Carlsons, the Anderson fucking Coopers, and all the other jerk-offs on the other side. And you guys then engage in debate on topics that they create. And you think you're accomplishing something by telling Anderson Cooper he's a no-good fucking queer, right? And you're not doing anything but promoting Anderson Cooper. You don't even understand that all of this propaganda and all of this brainwashing is in your head because you guys engage it. You completely fucking engage it. When the topic of global warming comes up, you argue against it like you think you know what the fuck you're talking about. And the bottom line is you're arguing against it is what makes it real. You cannot engage their topics. You must fucking create your own topics. You have the capacity with this internet, folks, to create any fucking topic you want. What do you give a fuck what someone's color is, how big they are, how short they are, who they vote for, who they sleep? What the fuck does that matter? When the world is crumbling around you, when your government is sending all your money over to fucking fight wars that your government sponsored and started and is maintaining. Why isn't that the conversation? You see, there's lots of conversations we can have as people, but we don't. I could think for myself. I lived in a communist country. Clearly, you don't think that well for yourself. And I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. You think you can think for yourself. That statement you made clearly tells me that you've been propagandized and you're part of this propaganda. I'm on the right, he's on the left. That makes you a brainless fucking moron. Part of the 5.62 billion fucking idiots out there. Okay? That really wouldn't take that much for you to hear what I'm saying and change the way you fucking work. Change the way you think. But your topic is not kids being killed in Israel. Your topic should be, who the fuck is our government to sponsor these wars? That's what the topic needs to be, not the fucking the topics that you're given that you debate over, and the outrage. And look at they fucking charge Trump here and they charge Trump there, as if Trump is a victim. Can anybody show me one consequence Trump has suffered from this fucking episodes of fucking lawsuits? Do you know any, Cletus?
No.
And you know what he's doing, folks, is he's programming us to be helpless. That's what the Republican side does. The Republican teaches us, the people that actually produce, the workers that built this fucking country. And they've taught us that we're helpless in the power of politics.
Do you know what Maslow's hierarchy of needs is, right?
No, you're going to educate me because Sarge doesn't know everything, and that's a hard thing to admit.
Well, I don't remember the entire fucking pyramid, but and where this originally came from, but it's essentially a stack of categories that list out our needs from the bare minimum to the luxury, right? And the bare minimum starts with, the essentials: food, fucking water, and shelter, right? The next thing would be something, if I'm not mistaken, it's something to the degree of security and stableness, right? and I think that's honestly what made me realize in 2021 just how fucking lost in the bullshit I had become and brainwashed I had allowed myself to be, because I went back and started thinking about all the shit I had consumed and bought into and got fucking gung-ho for.
Right.
I thought about how much of this bullshit that I heard really addressed a fucking thing we need. And it wasn't any of it. Not a fucking ounce of it really addressed any fucking thing we needed. And I'm like, I just remember sitting and thinking about that. And I'm like, what the fuck did I just spend the last 18 fucking months doing?
Well, here's this stuff about the president of the fucking Iran. I look at, okay. I hope, good riddance or my condolences, whichever way you want to go with it. Doesn't matter to me. But I do expect my leaders, if they're have any distinguishing fucking dignity at all, whether they like the person or not, to show respect when someone dies accidentally like that, even if they're your fucking enemy. That's something that America needs to learn. Now, I'm not saying Mitch is an example of that. Mitch is a fucking jerk off, and they turned this entire situation into a whole new propaganda fucking topic. And now everybody can get outraged because of what Mitch McConnell did. But what good is your outrage? What good is your attacks on these fucking people? Now, I'm attacking all of you directly because you all fucking need it. You need it bad. You bunch of fucking morons. You need it worse than anything at any time in history. You have at your fingertips a tool that is godlike in its ability to reach others. And you use it like a bunch of fucking chimpanzees playing with a fucking banana. Cletus?
Well, and I think ultimately what it is, right, is it's not really so much that we're programmed, but more we're programming our triggers. Does that make sense?
Oh, you can elaborate. I mean, expound on that.
So back in 2020, right, there were statements made that ultimately led to Trump's a fucking racist. He's a fucking racist. That's what it was, right? And they really harped on that shit. And I remember prior to that, right, the entire fucking discussion of race had damn near gone completely away. It still existed, but it was nowhere near as prominent as what it was at the end of 2020. And when I go back and I think about that, it's like, yeah, they keep fishing to see what trigger they can hit on.
Right.
And then they continue to pull that fucking trigger until we follow.
Right. Well, today on Twitter, there's a whole bunch of people saying, oh, Trump's rally in the Bronx was disappointing. Trump didn't, but Trump did. And it's AOC, who I would have banged the shit out of when I first seen her. And she's a left-wing fucking global warming fucking lunatic, but that's the kind of broads I don't mind banging. Anyway, the fucking, he goes into the Bronx, which is what he should have been doing the first time. And he should go into Chicago, and he should go into all these. I don't disagree with Trump's ideas. However, his businessman ideas don't play in a political world where everybody below him is a criminal, corrupt fuck, either directly or they're complicit through inaction against it, right? And so He should go. If he goes in and he doesn't fire everybody immediately connected to the executive branch, then you got another 4 years of him signing executive fucking orders that get canceled the next time a Democrat gets elected, just like you witnessed this time. So he's ineffective in government because he's not a politician. He's effective in business because he's a businessman. And in order for a businessman to be successful in the office of the presidency, he must take control of it as if he was taking over a company, as if he did a fucking hostile takeover of Intel. Like fucking Elon did a hostile takeover of Twitter. What did he fucking do? He fired 80% of the staff. If Trump isn't going to do that when he gets elected, or if he doesn't do that when he gets elected, then you're fucking done. You're over. That's it. He's part of the fucking game. And his role in the game is to teach his people on his side that if you do anything, they're going to come after you. They're going to sue you. They're going to arrest you. That's the role he's playing. And you all think this guy is a victim. And I'm telling you, this guy is playing a fucking role. Just like McConnell plays a role, Ted Cruz plays a fucking role, and Nancy Pelosi plays a role. They're all in on it. And yet we run around thinking Trump is some fucking magical savior. Well, if he was a magical savior, he wouldn't have lost that last election. As a matter of fact, I was the first person to show at 12:05 a.m. on election fucking night, the following morning at 12:05 a.m., that the red districts were having their votes stolen and turned into Biden fucking votes. I showed it, I posted it, and Sidney Powell and the Flynn clan all unfollowed me and blocked me when I started showing the Republicans were fucking cheating. Okay? And then a mathematician in India, the world's most renowned mathematician, did a statistical analysis of that election. And his conclusion, the votes were stolen from the red districts. Okay? So don't tell me that politics, because you're on the right or left, is a solution to anything. Unless we, the people, get together and start doing something, there will be no solution. We will just simply collapse and go into a third world type fucking situation. Cletus?
I don't disagree. And something I've been thinking about, if you want to see a stripped down, unfiltered, or let's say unrefined politician, just like every fucking one of them out there, go look at Tony Mathis. He has no protection like people that are politicians that succeed in getting into office. They have tons of fucking protection. They have entire teams to direct and redirect information and misinformation. He doesn't have that, but he does the exact same thing politicians do. He finds the fucking narrative, the trigger that he can capitalize on, and he continues to fucking push and pull the entire fucking crowd. And what did he say himself? His job, one of his tasks, is to gauge public perception. Now, where have I heard that before? Every fucking day, if you turn on anything political, you see and hear people talking about polls. But what they don't fucking tell you is these polls, I've never taken a poll. I've never been invited to take a poll. I've never seen a location where I could take a poll. I'm assuming that's because I don't participate in fuckery on websites that are geared to capitalize off of your triggers. That's literally what it is, right? They're gauging public perception of things so that they can decide what they're going to do next. But at the end of the day, it's not to better things; it's to promote themselves.
What issue can they embroil you in arguments with against people that you're different from? That's all they focus on. That's what they trigger with. Now, when she says this, Barbie says this, when all these politicians talk so much shit, then they get voted in and they don't do shit. Well, I'll give you the simplest example of the typical fucking American. Johnny, don't do that. Johnny, don't do that. Johnny, don't do that. Johnny, don't do that. Johnny, come here. And you whack him with a fucking belt. Johnny ain't doing that again. But you see, somehow in America, you're not doing that. You expect politicians to do something that no matter what they do, there's no consequence. Why? Because as a group, you don't come together on common fucking ground. No matter your biggest disagreement with somebody, you still have common fucking needs. And that's what the government is supposed to ensure and enshrine and protect. And none of that gets discussed. I don't care if it's a fucking company. Companies have the right to take your fucking... Yeah, they do. But you stupid motherfucker, also by the millions have the right to tell that company, we ain't buying from you. And it's that simple. That's simple, to hold these politicians accountable. The corporations that are behind all of these big 50C4s or 50C3 politic bullshit. Who are those corporations sponsoring that? Those are the people you target. And you got to do it in one voice. People need to get together to do this. This message needs to be spread. People need to start acting together to get something fucking done. But you can't keep telling the kid, don't do something, and there's no consequence. He's going to keep doing it. And then when they do hit the kid with the belt, you treat him like Chris Proudfoot beat this kid to an inch of his life. The kid probably needed a good fucking whack with the belt. Cletus?
I don't disagree.
Right?
I mean, yeah, it's it's insane how corrupt we are as people, and how easily corruptible we've allowed ourselves to be. Right? It's when I say corrupt, it's a thing that most people will think about and think, oh my God, that's so horrible. What a fucking scam. What a huge conspiracy. No, it's really fucking simple. It's really fucking simple. Figure out what you can emotionally connect with and push and scratch on that fucking spot until you trigger. That's all it is.
And they're look at there are people, man. We're just a couple. He's a fucking hillbilly, and I'm some asshole up north, right? Yep. Basically, I'm a northern fucking hillbilly. He's a southern hillbilly. And so we don't have the reach. It's going to take us years to get there, if we even get to that point of having the reach. Because I think people do get tired of being told they're a bunch of fucking assholes. But someone needs to tell you that.
Well, don't you agree, please? We just need to get more potent and direct in the message. So if they only listen one time, at least they get the point.
But she says something. They're all scared, it seems, of each other. But isn't President Trump behind that fear mongering and keeping people in their seats and keeping them afraid? But look what happened to people on January 6th. Wasn't that another reason? But I'm telling you, you don't need to congregate in a crowd. That's the best thing about this fucking internet, man. You could accomplish shit through just communication in large groups.
They're not scared of each other. That's probably the biggest misconception out there. They're in a competition. That doesn't mean they're afraid of each other. They're afraid of you because they're in a competition for you. All 5.62 billion of you.
It's a tragedy that we have. It's stunning, man. The reach that we have, the ability that we have with this tool. I mean, this is like the invention of fucking electricity. It's bigger than that. This is something that's so large, this internet, that has such power to change look at what it's done to the world now. If you don't think this can't change the world you live in, look at the world you're living in. It was changed by social media. Right? Am I wrong on that observation?
No, you're not wrong.
Well, if you could change it into a fuckhole filled with a bunch of fucking retards, you can simply change it back the other way. There's nothing stopping us but ourselves. Right?
That's right.
Right? And somebody waking us up and pointing this out. More people need to go on these channels. Joe Rogan needs to be asked, well, Joe, what can we do to change the world? What can we do to change these problems? Right? Let Joe come up with a fucking idea. How about fucking Tucker and all these other people? They got 50 fucking million followers. You don't think that if they said, listen, Facebook, or listen, fucking Twitter, protect our personal data. Don't sell it. Don't release it. Don't share it. Matter of fact, don't even fucking ask for it or we're all going to leave. You don't think Twitter would respond? Of course he would. I mean, you're in a better situation today than you've been in since social media came out. Because Elon Musk owns Twitter, because Elon Musk screams free speech. Elon Musk must be made to scream privacy. You're all about my American free speech, Elon, you fuck. I want you to be about my privacy too. Because it's one thing to have free speech, but it's another thing to have that in the privacy of your own home, your own private identity, your own private locations. That shit should not be privy to anybody but me. If it's, for myself, and you for yourself, and the 5.62 billion fucking twits for themselves.
So this comment on the screen, right? At least if we participate by voting, talking like you are now, and staying true to your gut, we have nobody to blame for this shit but ourselves. That's a programmed fucking belief. That's a program belief. I'm sorry, but it is. And if you truly think about it, it absolutely is. You're going to go with your gut to choose the lesser of two evils, whose entire purpose used to be earning your vote. How many fucking times have you heard that in the past 16 years, that I want to earn your vote? They don't want to earn your vote. They want to piss you off at the other side more so you'll vote for them. And that's why I personally just don't fucking participate in it. Because I go with my gut. I know they're all full of shit, because they haven't done a fucking thing in the election process to earn a fucking thing except a kick in the ass.
And here's the other thing too, folks. Listen, the argument on global warming need not be that argument. And where's the politician or the voice of reason that isn't making fun of windmills and solar fucking and solar fucking panels? Where's the voice of reason that says the electrification of the transportation industry would be another moonshot, that you would advance as a society to a next level? And what people don't understand is even a coal plant, you can capture the fucking filth that comes from burning coal. You can actually use other fuels that produce less and less pollution. You centralize the production of power and let vehicles use that rather than fucking using combustion engines. You lose the need for oil changes, air filters, tune-ups. The amount of money you don't spend maintaining an electric car is the difference in price between the two cars. It's that different. And yet we don't ever have these conversations. One guy thinks the world's going to fucking drown or it's going to go off like a match head, and he wants an electric car I don't care what his reason is. This is the point I need to make. It don't matter what the fuck the reason is. If it's sensible and it advances society and is good for all of us, including the planet, okay, because we do fucking live here, by the way, then that's the conversation we should engage in. Not who's right or wrong about global fucking warming. That is not a topic that does anybody anything or does any good for anything other than the politicians and the corporations that want you to argue about it.
It's fear mongering.
Mm-hmm.
That's ultimately what it is, right? Because you don't see any facts presented. You just hear, if we don't do this, this is going to happen. Right. And it's something that seems simple in terms of the action they're requesting. And the impact, if you don't take that action, is devastating. It's always presented that way. It doesn't matter what the argument is or what the ask is. It's always fucking presented that way.
Here's a problem that you guys are all falling asleep and you're sleepwalking. You're fucking heading that way and you're making this is a perfect example of how you're your own fucking problem. You 5.62 billion dumb fucks. All of you using this plastic. You're driving money out of fucking existence. And if you're going to counter, it should be gold or a precious metal. I'm going to reach through the internet and choke your fucking senses right out of your fucking head. I don't want to hear that. You need the fucking American dollar to be the strongest currency in the world. You have no idea the benefit that gives you as a nation. That's point one. Point two, by using all this plastic and eradicating the money, you lose complete control of the fucking monetary system. You no longer would have the economic ability to fight back. You stupid motherfuckers. That's why they're doing what they're doing. This is why I say you're all a bunch of fucking inept morons and you're on here entertaining yourself with tragedy every fucking day. If you lose the American currency and it turns into digital currency, nothing you say or do or decide as a group that you want to do is no longer possible. You lose what I'm trying to tell you, that we need to come together. Fuck who you vote for, fuck who you sleep with, and fuck who you pray to. This is the fucking final hours. You have to get together and start talking about solutions that benefit everybody equally as possible, right? And we're stuck out on this godlike fucking mechanism called the internet that gives you a voice that my voice, who the fuck knows? There could be somebody in Sri Lanka fucking listening to us. We don't know, right? Clue or Cletus, you don't know how far this reaches what you're saying. Mm-hmm. And what do we do with the internet? Nothing, not a fucking thing. In the meantime, we're losing our fucking nation. We're losing our freedoms. One fucking day at a time because we participate in the fucking bullshit they put in front of us. Instead of stopping and asking ourselves, is this the right thing to do? How the fuck hard would that be to ask that simple question? Cletus?
I do agree.
You know, I am not the smartest man in the world. I'm the smartest motherfucker on the internet. How about that, you 5.62 second fucking prick? Okay? And I dare any one of you fucking people, bring your best fucking, your fucking professors, your fucking whoever, bring them in here and let them show me where I'm wrong.
I know now why you couldn't allow a big fucking head up here tonight, because it definitely would not have fit.
Yeah, I mean, we've been going off on different topics, and I think politics is a far-ranging topic that gives people a lot of examples, and there's a lot of people that pay attention to it for the wrong fucking understanding and reasons.
Well, and that's the thing with I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. That's the thing. Go ahead.
I think politics, for me, like I said, it doesn't matter what genre. If it's something related to something that you're consuming via any media form, social media, fucking mainstream media, whatever the fuck it is, it's there. Its entire purpose has become to engage your emotional fucking triggers, to get you to bond with one side or another of any situation. Right. When at the end of the day, there's value in both. It just has to be found.
So look at the statement on that. And this is what I mean. I think this person's at best a very weak troll, and at the worst brainwashed beyond any fucking saving. Of course you're destroying the currency by paying your mortgage online. Of course you are. Of course you are every time you use plastic. And plastic is pushed. Look at, you can get free. Just watch the fucking commercials on a streaming channel for fucking plastic cards and all these different companies that are out there. Just look at it. Everything is being converted over to that. And you're going to lose the power of a group. See, that will strip the fucking the people. We, the people, will be stripped of any power, and you're going to only be left with the fucking Second Amendment power. So that's an important distinction here. Your economic power is your first line of fucking offense and defense.
I think putting together some type of presentation that lays this out,
right,
might be a good idea. Because I mean, quite honestly, that statement, I understand, because it's hard for me to grasp that as well. And I think the problem is you've probably put a lot more thought into it than most of us, right? Including myself. I don't really question your point, but I personally need to see it, or need you to connect the dots that exist in order.
Is there any listen, there's always going to be an electronic means between the two of you, but when you're writing checks, okay, you're actually, that represents your money in paper form. Fair enough? Okay. And when you don't use that check or you don't use that cash, you're completely represented in electronic form. Fair enough?
Right.
Okay. So if you don't have any electronic means and you stop using electronic means to make all these purchases and you go back to checks and cash, or you start walking yourself, and millions of us start walking back to cash, you end up now getting economic power. And you mean by using the cash over the electronic can be shut off. Right? I'm in a big argument with the IRS. They took money from me on a trade that they shouldn't have took. They know they shouldn't have. They've admitted it. I've spent 11 and a half hours trying to find the person I need to fucking talk to. I've been hung up on 17 fucking times and disconnected and lost and not called. It's a nightmare, right? My point is, when you go to an electronic currency, the people that control the electronics control the currency. There is no currency. When we the people keep the currency and keep it active in our society and in our pockets, we then have control of the currency. Do you see the difference?
I do. Yeah, that makes sense.
So we're surrendering that fucking control day by day and don't even fucking realize it. Because there's no one out there telling you this but some jerk off named Sergeant Friday. Wait.
Well, I'm going to make number 18.
What's number 18? Oh shit, it's 10:04. Look at that. He got me. He hung up. He did the fucking smack bang, crack him up, put him back again. Remember them fucking toys as a kid, Cletus? But yeah, it's 10:04. And Cletus got me. God. Congratulations, Cletus. Even a broken clock is right twice a day, and that might be the second time this week. If maybe, probably not. It's probably the first time this week you got me. Listen, I think there's so much going on in society, and we've all been turned into a bunch of fucking drama-loving, entertainment-addicted fucking morons that we need to start sharing this message and start to think about the things you're hearing come from this little fucking channel. Okay? That's what you need to start doing, folks. I'm not telling you to do any harm to anybody. I don't want anybody to be hurt or to be fucking made to feel bad. Although you all need to feel a little bit bad for being as stupid as you are, because you don't need to be, you're not really that stupid. Let me point this out. You're just ignorant of what you're doing. And some little asshole named Sergeant Friday decided to get on the internet and start telling you. Stop being fucking ignorant. Start finding common ground, even with the people you don't like the most. They still need to eat. They still need to sleep. They still need to shit. They still need a place to live. They still need drinks. They still need food. And so do you. You have more in common than you do not in common. And everything that you have that isn't common, there's a middle ground solution. You are not going to fucking take somebody that's gay and make them straight. You're not going to take someone that's straight and make them gay. Okay? The world don't work like that. So leave the fucking topic alone. Who gives a fuck what people do or don't do with their own personal sexuality? What people don't do with their own personal religious beliefs? It's none of anybody else's fucking business but your own. And when you interact with the people around you, especially on the internet here, which is just, it's this huge fucking nightmare of a troll scenario that we all seem to think is accomplishing something, like voting for Trump is the solution. And if Trump wins, we got a great victory. No, you don't. You won't have a victory until millions of us get together and we start fucking tossing our weight around. And we start saying what we want to see. And we start saying, and we start spending our money in places where only we find our respect is given equally between both the vendor and the consumer. Okay? You want to change the world, it ain't going to happen through fucking elections. You want to change the world, it ain't going to happen through the barrel of a fucking gun. You want to change the world, America, you could change it with your economic might. You need to first protect and enshrine that economic might with your currency. And you need to get together with everybody you disagree with and come for solutions. There's nothing wrong with an electric fucking car. As a matter of fact, we should all be arguing for investment in battery technology. Fuck you giving $80 fucking billion to Ukraine to kill each other. Give the best minds in our schools, the best fucking brains in our country, that $80 billion to give me a battery that'll last for a fucking 1,000 miles. Give me $80 billion to create a fusion fucking energy production plant. Give me $80 billion to go to the moon to mine helium-3, which is on the surface of the moon, and create an entire new fucking industry. Give me $80 billion to do something for the good of mankind. And this is the country. This country is uniquely positioned and always has been to benefit humanity globally. And one of our fucking politicians, because of our lack of involvement, what have they turned us into? A fucking sex trafficking, illegal immigrant fucking trading, slave fucking owning shithole. Okay? And we, the people, what do? We cry about it. We have fucking more in common as human beings than we have in common. And you live in a nation that has particular fucking rules that the government must follow. And what are they doing to circumnavigate them rules? They're going to corporations to get the corporations to do for them what they can't do for themselves. Because that Constitution isn't a right that I have. It's a limit that the government shall not cross. Okay? And what are they doing? They're going around the fucking Constitution. They're going around the citizen, and they're having Intel do it for them. Right? They're having fucking Facebook do it for them. They're having fucking McDonald's do it for them. The things that they're not entitled to, my personal data, and they're getting it that way. And so you can blame all the politicians you want, but the blame lies in the laps of us. All of us. Me, you, and everyone else in this fucking internet. It's our fault the world is fucked up like this. There should be people like me. There should be people on every fucking, all over the internet, pointing out to people that we need to come together and do things. Okay? So until we get that, and I think, like I said, there's other channels out there. I think there's a couple of them, not many, that are actually trying to deliver the message that I'm delivering. They probably do it in ways that are a lot less fucking rude and a lot less vile. But I don't give a fuck. This is who I am. This is the way I'm going to put it out. Yeah. Putin is a liar, blah, 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 blah. Well, just remember, Putin didn't start that fucking war. Obama started that war in 2014. I find it quite fucking interesting that people want to point at one of the parties involved and ignore the fucking Western world's participation in starting that fucking war. Start with the coup in Ukraine that was sponsored by our Department of fucking Justice. Start with that. Okay? And then start with how we started the fucking war over there. I don't care if Putin lies. That's not my fucking problem. My problem is that we, the people, don't get together and talk amongst ourselves and point these problems out and then come to a solution. We can offer solutions. We could petition. We could do all kinds of things with the ability to communicate here. And what do we get stuck doing? Fucking riffraff bullshit. Arguing about Dolly fucking vision. Instead of looking for the boy that's missing, these fucking creators got to come up with all this bullshit. Anyway, folks, it's been a joy. It's 10 p.m. It's Friday night. There's a challenge out there for other cars that are challenging cars that are in my caliber, and I'm going to go take the car out and go beat someone's ass a little bit, get a couple of adrenaline rushes by giving that car everything it's got, and coming home safely. So until next week, I don't know about Memorial. What is this? I forget what it is. This weekend is, but there's Monday's a holiday. I don't know if we'll be here on the holiday. We may be, but your host from Your Ass Hurts News Network. Thank you for joining. All of that you can share with others. I thank you for that, and you have a good night.